Hello, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
That's awesome.
Is it Carolina? Is that how you say your name?
Uh, yeah, you can say it like that as well. Just Spanish and English, basically. Carolina, Carolina.
Oh, okay. Cool. I know that everybody has a particular way of saying it, so I always ask if I'm
Yeah,
curious.
that's fine. No worries. Carolina works.
Okay, perfect. Whereabouts you located?
I'm in Chicago, so weather's nice today, thankfully. But
Yes.
how's South Dakota? I actually don't know much about South Dakota at all.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me. So it's definitely a nice place, slower than I would say Chicago is. As well as some of the other cities like Scottsdale, New York, that sort of stuff. Everybody's very like, what's the word? It's a very hometown type feel. Like people like as you're driving down the road, people wave to each other and you don't know who the other person is, type of thing.
Okay,
So
makes
very
sense.
very
Yeah.
salt of the earth type thing. I know that like in Chicago, you're more likely to yell at the other person coming the other way. Um, so
Yeah, basically.
there's that component. But yeah, so it's definitely a nice place if you want to raise a family here. It's a very good place for that. Um, I would say if you're looking for like opportunity, if you want to like improve yourself skill set wise, there's other places that are typically better. But my family happens to be here, so for the time being, this is where I am. So,
Okay, makes sense. How'd you like Chicago when you came back in March?
it was definitely a good experience. Me and my family went out there. I had to do some work stuff, but I also got my Swiss passport. Um, it was a little bit confusing. It was also cold too, just kind of the way they
Yeah.
laid out stuff. Because here things are pretty like almost like grid-like. There's like some stuff that's kind of all over the place, but it was good. I genuinely enjoyed it. My family ended up going to the zoo there and then to a couple of other places while I was busy doing some other stuff. So I actually really enjoyed it.
Nice. Hey, that's fun. Yeah, definitely. Usually around March, it's like super cold. Sometimes we do get warm days, but around that time, we get like four seasons in 1 month. We just never know what's going to happen in March.
Right. No, I definitely
Yeah,
feel that. So
that's
for
awesome.
you, how do you like Chicago? What made you have you born and raised there? Like what's kind of the
Yeah. Yeah, so I was born and raised here. I grew up in the city, and then as I started growing up into a teenager, my parents were kind of like, "No, we don't want you going to those schools over there." I mean, we didn't live in the best area of Chicago, so
okay.
therefore we came more towards the suburbs. So now I'm like in a small town. It's called Lombard. It's a pretty nice town, basically kind of like the same in South Dakota. Everybody waves at each other here when we see
Okay.
each other driving, walking, whatever the case is. It's a really nice neighborhood. I really
Mhm.
like it. They actually have a marathon this morning going on, so they closed down half the
Oh no.
town. So that's awesome. But yeah, pretty much I grew up here. I definitely don't look forward to staying here. I do plan on moving somewhere warmer. I'm kind of tired of the whole snow thing. Arizona is nice around there,
Mhm.
California maybe.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. I know California has a lot of taxes, so if you're a fan of those, you can go
Yeah.
there. Um,
Yeah, exactly. You're
but
right.
yeah, Scottsdale and Arizona is also nice. I was there back in February, had like an event for real
Oh,
estate
nice.
stuff. It's a very nice place.
Yeah,
Um,
it is nice. Yeah, it gets really hot though, really, really hot.
yeah, it's a dry heat though, so there's that.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you do? I know you said business meeting when you came here to Chicago.
Yeah. So specifically, what I was doing is it was like a sales related training slash mentorship type thing, and it's with a gentleman. His name's Bill Walsh. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. He's like an
Hmm.
Irish dude. And I've been working under him, being mentored by him, and so that's one of the reasons why I ended up going there. So that's the reason why I ended up going is just to improve my skill set. Also build some connections and like network a little bit with other pros that are doing very
Yeah,
well. So that's kind of
awesome.
why I ended up like going there, doing a bunch of stuff. That's kind of aside from hanging out with my family and getting my passport. So
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, that's fun. That sounds really fun actually, networking with people.
yes, yes. So then
Yeah, awesome.
in terms of you, I know you mentioned you want to get a couple of different role plays in.
Yes.
What's like the offer you're trying to get on?
Our fitness offer. So I ended up going with the fitness role play. So I just kind of, this is actually my 5th time role playing, so I'm still basically a newbie. I'm still trying to get the hang of it.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Who's the offer owner?
What do you mean, like?
Like, who's the one who owns the company? What's the company's name?
Oh,
Like
it's
that's
ABC Fitness. They didn't really give us like the script. They didn't give me like the company's owner's name or anything like that, but the company's name is ABC Fitness. We basically the fitness offer mostly talks about wanting to lose weight. But I'm trying my best not to use the script at all, like whatsoever. Kind of just want to
free
really
flow.
practice. Yeah, pretty much. I know the last call that I had, it was a little intense. It was a little different. She
Okay.
definitely did try to, have some good objections, and that's kind of when I'm like, okay, I can't go based off the script anymore, just because I lost my place, and she completely started talking about, more in depth about what she was going through and all that good stuff. So I had to come up with something.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So then that was a role play you said?
Yeah, it was a role play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just trying to see how I can best help you today with what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
So then do you typically do the whole call? Do you typically do sections of the call you're wanting to improve on? Or
Yeah.
I guess how can I best
Well,
help you today?
I want to say I think the discovery is where I'm kind of struggling at.
Okay.
Um, Usually, yeah, it's mostly the discovery, just because once we started getting towards the closing part, that's I didn't have enough information, or the prospect didn't really open up to me. They didn't really trust me or the company at all. I didn't really give them enough intel. Like I just wasn't asking the right questions. So basically, the
Okay.
discovery, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then have you been through the Elite Closers like training portal with like all the different like sections of the discovery and that type of stuff?
Yes, so I'm currently in week 8, so I'm almost done. I was doing part-time. I am a part-time student, so I took a little more longer to get the program done and actually getting the program done as we speak. But yeah, I've been learning a lot lately.
Okay, cool. Because I just want to get a good understanding of where you're at, because I know depending on the person, they're at different levels, and I want to make sure that I can help you the best way that I can with our time today. So,
Yeah, perfect.
in terms of this, we can go through the initial thing through the discovery, um, and then we can kind of go from there. I don't know what type of prospects you'll typically have on that offer because I haven't heard of ABC Fitness.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I would imagine it'd be typically women wanting to lose anywhere from 15 to 50 pounds, depending on the specific avatar.
Yeah.
So I can try to play someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's kind of what I've been doing lately. When I'm role playing with other students, usually losing weight or just not knowing what to eat nutrition wise or something
Mhm.
like that. It's basically fitness, health, and wellness overall.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So
Yeah,
we can,
yeah.
we both hop on. Do you know if it's going to be on Zoom or is it just going to be over the phone?
I'm not sure yet. I prefer over the phone, so I usually turn off my camera when I'm doing role
Okay,
plays.
no worries. Whatever
Yeah.
you
So
want to do.
okay, cool. Are you gonna role play today?
Um,
What are we gonna be
I
doing?
can. I can definitely role play, but I obviously want to make sure that I can help you as best I can as well.
Okay.
Um, that's the priority because I know what I need to work on. Right now, I just want to get a good base of what you feel you're at and how I can best help you now.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Sounds good. And just please don't mind my dog. He gets a little out of hand in the background.
No worries. I'm a big fan of dogs, so we'll be totally okay.
Awesome. Okay. So, I mean, if you'd like to record and send it to me afterwards, that's perfectly fine. I don't think oh yeah, I do have the option. Sorry about that. So we can get started whenever you're ready, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess you can just hit me with um like spouse objection where you need to run this by your spouse or something like that.
So, are you wanting to do discovery or are you wanting to work on objections?
Oh, give me a second.
Because I know those are two different parts of the call, and I want to make
That
sure that I
is
help you out the best.
Honestly, we can just stick to Discovery. That's fine.
Okay, Discovery.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. And you want us to turn off cameras? You said.
Yes, that's fine. So basically, we won't finish the entire call. We'll just do the Discovery, or
Yeah, that's
how
fine.
should? Okay, awesome. Cool. Sounds good.
Beautiful.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit record. Hi, Tommy.
Yes. How you doing today?
Hi, Tommy. I'm great. How are you? It's Carolina giving you a call with ABC Fitness.
Yes, I'm doing very well. How has your day been thus far?
It's been good. It's been good. So it's 11 a.m. here. I'm in Chicago. So where are you located?
So I'm in a place called Sioux Falls, South Dakota, if you happen to know where that is.
I have no idea where that is. How's the weather? How's the weather over there?
The weather's okay. It's sunny, a little bit chilly. Most people know this place from like if you ever watched the show Supernatural. Um,
Yes. Oh, yes. I love that
yeah,
show.
they did the first season here in Sioux Falls. Um, so that's
Wow.
where most people know this place. That's from the show. So
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I just learned something new today. I've actually grew up watching that show, which is really funny.
hmm
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, are you originally from there? Did you grow up there?
no, actually, so I'm actually originally from California.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So you grew up there and then you moved to South Dakota.
Yeah, yeah, it was like about I think I was about like 14 at the time when we ended up moving from California to Sioux Falls. Um,
Oh, I see. I see.
yeah, so a good amount of time in both places.
Oh, well, that's nice. Well, that's really nice, Tommy. I'm actually super excited that we can connect today. I know we are a little bit limited on time, so I'm honestly just ready to jump in the call if you are.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. I just want to get a good understanding of like what you're looking for and where you are right now overall with your health and wellness. And if I feel like I can help you, and if we both agree that we are a great fit for you and you're a great fit for us, was there anything that would stop you from starting today, or anyone that you need to run a decision by beforehand?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So usually I kind of just like to start with the end in mind. What would you say your overall goal is right now with your health and wellness?
Right, I just want to be able. I think I want to lose like 20 pounds.
Cool. Okay, 20 pounds. And why's that? How long has it been going on for?
How long has like when you say how long has what been going on for? Like, what do you
Wanting
mean?
to lose those 20 pounds, sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've been wanting to lose that for a good year now.
Okay, gotcha. And are you currently going to the gym or doing anything active, being active lately or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I do go for walks, but other than that, not really.
Okay, cool. And, I mean, go for walks like around your neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Okay, cool. And besides wanting to lose those 20 pounds, is there anything else that you have in mind?
No, that's pretty much what I'd like to do is just lose the 20 pounds.
Gotcha, cool. And I'm just curious, like how long are you wanting to get there, or how soon should I say?
I mean, I'd like to get there ASAP, honestly.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know summer's coming right around the corner, so I definitely hear you on that one. Um, so usually when you go on walks, do you time yourself, or you kind of just go based off like, okay, I'm tired now, I'm gonna head back home or something like that?
Yeah, I just kind of go with what I feel, honestly.
Okay, cool. And usually go on walks on like daily walks, or it would be
Not
when
every
you're
day. But I try to get at least 3 times a week.
okay, cool. Have you ever had a gym membership before?
I
Or
had one to Planet Fitness a while ago, but I didn't really go that often, so I eventually
mhm.
just decided to cancel it.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, what was stopping you from going more often when you had that membership?
Um, I didn't really feel like it, honestly. So I basically felt I wasn't really getting anything out of it, so that's why I ended up canceling it.
Okay, gotcha. And I mean, why did you feel that way?
Um, Honestly, it was kind of like a lot of work getting everything together and then going to the gym and then like doing the stuff there. It was just like a lot of hassle.
Okay. Yeah, I completely understand. Um, and what is making you want to lose those 20 pounds now?
Um, I mean, I feel like I should. Um, and honestly, I've got a trip coming up in the future and I want to look good for it. So that's kind of why I want to be able to kind of get that figured out before that happens.
Oh, awesome. Where are you going?
So I'm actually going to be going to Mexico with some friends.
Mexico. That sounds fun. Do you know what part of Mexico you're going to?
Yeah, we're going to be going to Cancun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really fun. That's great. Well, I hope you have a safe trip. That sounds really fun.
Hmm.
Definitely want to get you right before your Mexico trip. When are you going to Mexico?
It's going to be in the next 3 months.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. I mean, what has been the biggest challenge for you trying to lose those 20 pounds? I mean, I know you did mention going on walk, but is there anything else that you feel like is kind of really stopping you from actually, try to even, lose those 20 pounds?
Um, I mean, honestly, just kind of understanding the different components because I feel like I'm doing, you know, what I should be, but then obviously the weight doesn't come off, and then I get discouraged. So,
No, gotcha, for sure. I understand. So basically, in other words, consistency is just not really there. You kind of just stop after a while
yeah.
in a way. Okay, cool. And how's your nutrition looking? What do you usually eat?
Um, I mean, I don't usually like keep track of it. I just kind of have whatever is there, and then yeah, whatever's available whenever I kind of feel hungry.
Oh, okay, totally makes sense. I mean, have you tried anything else on your own to try to lose those 20 pounds besides getting a membership at Planet Fitness and going on walks?
Um, I mean, I've tried like online apps,
Okay.
that type of stuff, but it hasn't really like gotten me what I was looking for.
Okay, cool. And what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, you see it on Facebook. There's like, hey, this is the 28-day routine for, losing 20 pounds. Um, and so I've got some of those, but I haven't gotten much success with those.
Okay. Okay, cool. How long were you doing the online apps for when you did participate in those?
Well, I started, and then after about 14 days, I didn't really see any changes. So, you know, I I didn't think it was working. So,
Okay, cool. And did they like provide you with any nutrition plans or anything like that, or was it just fitness?
it was just fitness.
Okay, totally makes sense. Cool. Um, After 14 days, sorry, I'm taking some notes down just so I can go back to anything that I need to go back to. Okay, so you've been kind of trying to lose those 20 pounds for a while. Like you said, you got that membership, you did get some apps. So like going back to nutrition, um, is there a reason why you kind of don't want to put like a diet on yourself or anything like that? Have you ever considered, going vegan or anything like that, for example?
I've thought about it, but honestly, I don't even know where to start.
Okay, totally makes sense. Gotcha. Well, I'm just curious. Like, you say that those 3 months come by, and it's time to go to Cancun, and you haven't lost those 20 pounds. I mean, what would happen if that were to happen? How would you feel?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't be happy. I mean, I want to look good, so.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm curious also, like, what made you get on this call today? How did you find out about ABC Fitness?
Um, I mean, I saw your guys' stuff. I saw a couple of videos from ABC Influencer. Um, and so I decided, since it's about, you know, I've got a little bit of time, I would hop on and kind of see what you guys do, what's kind of involved with it. So that's kind of what made me want to hop on.
Okay, cool. Were you able to see any of our testimonials or anything like that? Any
I
videos
saw
that we have?
I saw a couple of them. Yeah,
Okay, cool. What did you think about them?
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, any specific testimonial that caught your attention? I know we do have a lot of people in our ABC fitness program that we tried getting testimonials from. So did you see anyone specific that caught your attention? Anyone's story or background?
Yeah, it was James. So
James.
yeah, he was going, and it had been a while since he had actually been in shape. And what stood out to me is him being able to lose. It was about what I was looking to do, about the 20 pounds. And then he just
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt better. And he really liked the way he felt in his skin. So that really resonated with me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He kind of at first had no idea where to start. Basically, like you, if anything, Tommy, he was just I don't want to say he was all over the place, but he just didn't know where to start. In other words, so I'm glad you were able to kind of resonate with James' background and story, which is awesome. Now I'm glad you were able to check out those testimonials. Um, so, you did mention that you would not be happy at all if the 3 months were to come and you didn't lose those 20 pounds. But have you lifted weights before by any chance? Have you considered any weightlifting?
I mean, I did do a little bit at Planet Fitness,
Okay.
but not a huge amount.
Okay. No, makes sense. I mean, how do you feel about it when you were doing it for that little bit of time?
Honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. So I
Okay.
eventually just kind of was like, I don't feel like I'm getting a whole lot out of it. So,
Usually, like, what were you doing with the weights? What workouts?
um, I was kind of just using the machines, honestly. So they've got like the pre-existing, like you just push here and you pull here type stuff. That's kind of what I was doing. So whatever the machines were having me do.
Oh, gotcha. So you weren't doing like free weights or anything like that, like dumbbells or anything like that.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. So you kind of enjoy it, you just didn't know what you were doing, basically. I mean, do you like it at least? Like the weight and feeling like you were
I
at
mean,
least doing
it was okay. I
okay.
like I mentioned, I didn't feel like I got a whole lot out of it. So, I mean, it was okay.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Um, have you had anyone supporting you so far in all of this, losing the 20 pounds and then actually trying to, go to the gym and programs?
When you say support, what do you mean exactly?
Like any family members or friends that you talked about this with, or a spouse, for example?
Um, no, it's pretty much just me.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. I mean, I'm glad you're looking for a change, especially for that Mexico trip. Um, that's amazing. So um, for Planet Fitness, were you paying monthly? I believe that's like $10 a month, right? That's kind of what Planet Fitness usually
Yeah, it's
charges.
about $10 a month.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, I mean, are you okay with paying $10 a month or even more for like another membership or a program or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, cool. Like, are you familiar with most trainers with what most trainers are charging nowadays?
Not particularly.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, most trainers on average they charge about $60 a session, which means like if you were to see them 2 times a week, that would be $120 a session. Now, if you were to go for a month, you're looking about 480 a month. I'm not saying that that's the price of our ABC fitness program, but is would that be like in the realm of possibility for you by any chance?
Um, yeah, I think I could do that.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Um, I kind of want to go back to the apps that you mentioned. What was it that you liked and disliked most about those?
What I liked most about what?
The apps.
Oh, like the fitness apps?
Yes, the fitness app. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So So for that, it was pretty much being able to do it from home.
Okay, cool. Doing it from home. And then what did you dislike about the fitness apps?
I mean, it didn't really get me any results.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. So what is your, I mean, if you were to get a personal trainer or even another app again, if you were to invest in another app, what is your ideal app? Like what do
Um,
you want it to include?
I mean, ideally, I'd like it to be from home, and that it actually works.
Okay. What do you mean by actually works?
Like, actually gets me to lose the 20 pounds.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Like what type of workouts would you like for it to include? I know you did mention walking, so are you mostly into cardio, weightlifting, or does it really matter to you?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me, honestly.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Cool, Tommy. Well, honestly, at this point, I am fully confident that I can help you. I do believe that you are a great fit for our ABC Fitness program. We have helped over 4,000 people over a period of 10 years to reach their goals, especially people like you. Back when we met James, he was basically going through something similar. He wanted to lose those 20 pounds before summertime was coming, which is completely understandable. Wanting to go to the beach and be able to take off your shirt and be confident in your own body, especially around friends. Um, so basically, what we do here to keep results, we go through like a unique system, which is the ABC method. It's a full customized approach. We help you with your body goals as well as how you're feeling about yourself and ensuring that you can keep your results long term. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So I kind of just want to explain exactly how we will help you get to losing those 20 pounds. Are you ready to dive into a strategy?
Yeah, yeah, I'd definitely like to see what you guys do.
Okay, cool, Tommy. So usually at this point, most people who get to this point want to take some notes. So let me know if you have something in handy. That way we can just get right into it.
Yeah, I got something right here.
Okay, perfect. So I'm basically going to go over three pillars specifically for you and kind of just explain um, how we can help you and what we can do to help you in the most efficient and sustainable way possible. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. How do I stop recording?
I mean, does it matter?
That's true.
um,
Okay, yeah, it's okay. No worries.
so how do you feel about that?
um I feel like I did way better than last time, but I still felt like I didn't get to discover as much. Like I just
Right.
wasn't able to still get a lot of information out of you.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely agree. In my opinion, it was a very like surface level type conversation. So we were
Yeah,
talking about like things about specific memberships and apps, like that sort of stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what someone does as long as they follow a process that works. So
right.
in this case, we got that I was obviously wanting to lose 20 pounds. Um, we got how long I've kind of been wanting that. We got me doing a couple things that I'm currently doing now. Um, we got okay, I'm going to Mexico for a trip in 3 months. Um, we got that I'm not consistent and that I don't know a lot about fitness, nutrition, that sort of stuff. That's basically what we ended up getting.
Yeah.
Um, and then we did get the some trust pieces, specifically story about James, and then I'm just trying to remember all the different points you guys had because there's 8 of them. You went into solutions a little bit about the apps and about the nutrition, about the gym thing. You asked about money, which was it's good for that to make sure you're obviously doing that type of stuff. But yeah, overall it was just kind of like a more surface level conversation, which is totally
Okay.
fine, because obviously you're still learning.
Yeah.
What I would say is that if we're gonna get people to spend money on their fitness, you definitely need to get more into the emotion of not just what they want, but why they want it. So,
Okay.
okay, I could definitely appreciate you wanting to do 20 pounds, but like, why 20 pounds? Why not 30 pounds? Why not 10? Why that specific number? And then he has to give you a reason why, which
Okay.
the way I like to think about it is whenever you ask why, it cements and makes them justify the thing that you just asked. So,
Yeah.
for example, if I was like, what was it? So I was writing down some things. So when we're talking about the Planet Fitness, oh, I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. Okay, well, like I think you mentioned something along the lines of, okay, why don't you keep doing that or whatever? I'm like, yeah, it felt like a hassle. Okay, but why did it feel like a hassle? If you would have asked why,
Okay.
then it would have made me expand more upon that point. And
Okay.
so for you in fitness, the types of people you're going to be talking to are people that are very much in like they want something that they have not had for a long time. So there's typically going to be some sort of self-esteem thing, some sort of lack of confidence, some sort of emptiness. And these people are typically not going to be like the way I like to think about it is there's like super low confident people that are not believing in a lot of instances that they can do it by themselves. And then on the way opposite end of the spectrum, as far as prospects that you can talk to, you've got more of like the real estate agent who doesn't do jack all, but they've got the biggest ego in the world and they're going to bust your balls. That's like way over here. So you're not
Yeah.
going to typically deal with this person. You're going to more so deal with this person. When I sold fitness, when I first started, typically the types of people I would sell to were women, anywhere from like 20 to 50 pounds overweight. And the reason why they were doing it is because of the lack of confidence. So what I would do is I would be like, okay, so you're wanting to, so what's your goal? Hey, I'm to wanting to lose 20 pounds. Okay, cool, 20 pounds. Why 20 pounds specifically? Why not 30 pounds? Why not 15? Like, why that number? Well, the reason why I want to do is because that's when I really felt at my best. Oh, when you say felt at your best, what exactly do you mean? Well, that's when I felt free. That's when I felt confident. That's when I felt like I could actually put on a dress that I wanted to wear and actually look good. Okay, and I guess in terms of that, like, how does it actually make you feel today knowing that you want that, but at this point, you're not quite able to have that? Now, that is where you get more into the pain of like the lack of confidence, how they feel today, how the missing out on the confidence is negative. And so that's how you can kind of breach into the emotions is looking for the specific number that they want, justifying why they want that number, and then trying to get into the emotions from that point.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Because at the end of the day, whether it's an app, whether it's walks, or whether it's dancing on your head for 14 hours straight, all they care about is losing weight. That's it.
Right.
They don't care how it specifically happens. Oftentimes, people will come into this being like, if they've tried a bunch of stuff, super skeptical. And we just have to prove to them that this time will be different. Other people are like, I've never done this in my life, and they just want guidance. So there's kind of like a couple of different things to think about. Um,
Okay.
so that's just me, my observations as we were kind of going through. I feel like you're definitely personable. It just takes a little bit of calibration from like the things, the Planet Fitness membership, the app. Instead of focusing on those, if you focus more a lot on the motion, I feel like it would be a lot more of a fluid conversation getting the things you need.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. That's really, really great. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. That was very helpful.
Right.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since I've sold fitness. I'm actually going to
Yeah.
be doing a fitness offer probably starting this next week. So I have to get
Awesome.
back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
But
Okay. No, that was so super helpful. I feel like, I definitely took some notes on what you were telling me right now. So thank you so much.
yeah, no, no worries, no worries. I'm always happy to help. Um, so then what we can do, if you're comfortable, is we'll just flip it, and then I'll be the salesperson. You can play the prospect. Um, we can just do fitness because I feel like for you specifically, it might be a little bit more helpful than if we were to do like an ROI type offer.
Okay.
And I like
Yeah.
talking on Zoom because I like actually seeing the person. So
Yeah.
if you're cool with that, we can do that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. No worries. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, Carolina, definitely excited that we're able to connect. My name is Tommy. I happen to work very closely with influencers. So normally they would take these sorts of calls, but they were very busy. So, you're stuck with me today. But I'm happy that we're able to make this happen. Um, I did take a look at your application, but I don't want to make any assumptions. And I obviously want to make sure I get straight from you. So, can I ask, in terms of what we do here at ABC Weight Loss, do you know what you're looking for specifically?
Yes, basically, I just want to be able to lose an extra 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. If you don't mind my asking, why like 10 pounds? Why not 15 pounds or like 5 pounds? Like, why that number?
It's usually, well, I ended up getting on the scale just last night actually, and I've already lost 10 pounds in the last 6 months, and I'm still not happy and satisfied with where I'm at. So I just think that losing another 10 pounds would help. I just need um, a little bit of extra guidance due to the
Mhm.
fact that I don't want to lose more than 10 pounds and just feel even less confident.
Mm,
So yeah, pretty much, yeah.
okay. Well, can I ask? Because I know that you just kind of hopped on the scale literally last night. I mean, you've already lost 10 pounds the past 6 months. Why not just keep doing what you're doing and then lose over the next 6 months the next 10 pounds? Because you totally could.
Yeah, I definitely thought about it that way as well. Like if I did it before, I can still do it. I just feel like I'm not doing a great job with, I'm just not seeing progress as quick enough. It took me a
Mm,
while to lose those 10 pounds. So even till this day, I kind of go up and down on the scale. Like sometimes I
okay.
would gain 5 pounds. So I'm just not really knowledgeable with how to sustain the weight that I want to reach. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, gotcha. So then you have lost 10 pounds, you wanna lose 10 more pounds. What would that put you at, like, weight-wise? So when you have lost the 10 additional pounds?
Can you ask that again? I'm sorry.
So obviously, you've already lost 10 pounds, which is great to hear, but you're wanting to lose 10 more. When you get to that level, what weight would you actually be at?
I would be at 130.
130. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you're 140 right now?
Yes.
Okay, and you mentioned in terms of that, getting to that 130 mark, that's when you feel you would actually be, I think you said happy.
Yeah, I would be a little more happy than what I am feeling now. Um, I
Okay.
sometimes don't even look forward to going to the gym because I just feel like I'm not making any progress anymore. And I don't want to just lose my muscle as well at the same time. So I'm kind of struggling with how to maintain my muscle at the same time as losing that stubborn fat that I have that I've been trying to lose for the past year, if anything.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, can I ask how long have you actually wanted to be at 130?
Oh, it's been a few years now. To give you more like an accurate number, I want to say like 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, I think that's the last time that I was around 130. I was around 125. No muscle, just 125 pounds with fat, water included, maybe a little bit of muscle if anything. But um, once I started hitting 130, I felt a little bit more confident. I would just do basic home workouts. I got a little bit of
Mhm.
muscle on my legs. I believe
Right.
that's what made me get there. But yeah.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So then I guess in terms of what you're currently doing right now, I know you mentioned it's kind of been, up and down a little bit sporadic. Do you feel like the way that you're currently doing what you are doing, you know, at I don't know specifically what that happens to be, if it's like gym or what have you, do you feel like that's actually gonna get you to that 130 as quickly as you want, or do you feel like you need to make some like small changes?
Um, I I feel like I need to make some small changes, definitely.
Okay. Well, I definitely can appreciate that. But I mean, it has been, you know, 4 years since you were last at that weight. And you have made some progress for sure. Other than just kind of like seeing the scale yesterday, what's actually making you want to make this change now versus like, you know, keep on doing what you are doing or like not doing anything at all? Because you totally could. Most people are unhappy with the way that they feel, unhappy with the way that they look, and they are just living their life and dealing with it. Why not just do that?
It's just not in me. The fact that I have to go another day feeling that way, looking at myself in the mirror and just kind of still thinking the same thing every day. Like nothing changes when I look in the mirror. Even when I'm at the gym looking at myself in the mirror, I still have that thought of, okay, like I really need to lose 10 pounds by
Hmm.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess for you, do you feel like now is actually the time to draw that line in the sand and start taking the steps necessary so you can get down to that 130? Or how do you feel?
I would say, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
mean, that's one of the main reasons why I kind of hopped on this call.
Right.
I
Of
kind of
course.
just, yeah,
Of
especially
course.
after last night.
Yeah, I can appreciate you obviously being willing and wanting to hop on the call, but that's really just the first step. And being on the call and then doing the steps necessary every single day are two different things. So obviously I can appreciate you're here with me today. Um, but that's just the first step. So do you feel like beyond just taking that first step that it is time to make that change?
Yeah, I do. It
Okay.
definitely is time.
Okay. So then let's say when we actually get you to that 130, you are actually at that body weight. You can look at yourself in the mirror and actually feel the way that you do want to feel. Happy, as you mentioned. Like 6 months from now, actually, it'd be more like 3 months from now, honestly. When you actually are at that point, what actually is that going to look like for you? Like, how will that actually make you feel? I know you mentioned happy, but everybody's got different ways of expressing that, and everybody's got a different, for lack of a better term, interpretation. So, what does it actually look like for you?
More confident, being able to actually wear clothing that I have saved as inspiration. For example, I'm big on clothing, so I want to be able to actually be able to feel very confident in my body and everywhere I go without being so self-conscious of people probably judging me, even though I'm the only one criticizing myself in my head, most likely, of
Hmm.
course. But yeah, definitely that confidence of just being able to walk in a room, walk in a gym without comparing myself to someone else's journey at the gym or like, oh, I
Hmm.
wish I looked like this, I wish I looked like that. I just want to be comfortable with myself and confident in my own
Hmm.
body and the clothing that I wear.
Okay, so then 3 months from now, when you are actually able to do that, you can go anywhere you want, whenever you want, wearing those, you know, that clothes to have for inspiration, or being able to go to the gym and feel, that you actually are not having to criticize yourself because you are in a good spot physically and mentally. Like when that actually happens for you, how are you going to feel at that moment?
I'm gonna feel proud. I feel like I'm gonna feel very proud. Like I said, I'm very hard on myself. I criticize myself a lot,
Mhm.
especially during this time around, with the way I feel about wanting to lose those 10 pounds. But I'll feel
Mhm.
proud and thankful, of course.
Of course, of course, because I mean, if you think about it, Carolina, that's kind of like the top of the mountain for you. You being able to feel proud, you being able to wear the clothes you want to wear, you being able to have that internal confidence and happiness. That's kind of up here. But honestly, the other side of this is that you don't actually make any kind of changes. You actually don't do the steps necessary to actually make that happen for you. What does that look like for you moving forward? If a year, 4 years down the line, you don't actually take the steps from here to make that change. And then you're stepping, in 2026 and you're looking back. How would that make you feel knowing that you didn't do the steps necessary?
I would feel pretty shitty.
Shitty? What do you mean?
Just um low self-esteem. I would feel like how I'm probably feeling right now, maybe worse if anything. I felt worse before, back when I was not working out at all whatsoever,
Mhm.
before I got into fitness at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just felt like I was struggling to even communicate with people in general, like at work or
Mhm.
even just my work ethic and being able to focus on other things besides, my self-esteem was affecting me a lot in all types of aspects of my life, in
Mhm.
all areas of my life, actually.
Okay. So then can I ask, are you willing to actually settle for that life? If 4 years down the line you do feel that way and you haven't done the steps and you do feel shitty in that manner, are you willing to settle for that?
No,
Why not?
big no
Because you
no.
because you totally could. And in fact, quite a few women do. So why not just settle and just endure?
No, that just it doesn't sound like me.
Well, I know it doesn't sound like you for
I
sure.
can't do that. It's just
Well, I mean, you could. You could, and in
I
fact,
could. Yeah.
so why not? Why is this
I
time gonna be
just
different?
I just I have a lot of things planned for the future. Also like for example, like, I definitely want to build a family with my spouse, and
Mhm,
just not being able to set an example for my kids. It's just not the ideal lifestyle for me.
mhm,
Um, and it would affect my relationship with my family, with my spouse.
mhm,
Having low self-esteem has affected the people around me in a way, due to the fact that I have hormones as well, and all
mhm.
over the place. So it's just a big no-no.
Okay. Okay, so then can I ask, in terms of not settling, whose responsibility is it to actually, like, make that change? So you can actually not just physically change, but mentally, internally become that woman that can be that example for her kids and for her family. Whose responsibility is it to actually do that?
Definitely mine. Definitely my
Right.
responsibility.
Right. So then
I think about it all the time.
right. So then in that capacity, do you feel like now is actually time to make that change, to actually draw that line in the sand and then do whatever is necessary so that you can lose this 130 pounds, or you can get to 130 pounds and actually be that woman you feel you should be?
Yes, I do feel like it's time for a change. I this whole week I just been feeling very, very um insecure the whole week. I ended up going to the gym 2 times this week,
Hmm.
due to my gym clothing just not, I just don't feel comfortable. I was
Hmm.
not feeling confident, and I would just look up videos on social media, YouTube shorts and
Hmm.
Instagram reels, trying to find like the best tips and tricks on how to lose 10 pounds in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that, for
Right.
example. Kind of looking for shortcuts, in other
Right.
words. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you don't feel like actually taking shortcuts is going to give you that long term results, do you?
No, because I just end up feeling very, very pressured and very under pressure, where I'm like, okay, I need to get this done in the next so and so. So by this time, I should feel and look like this.
Hmm.
And that's just impossible. Like, I can't tell myself, like, hey, you're going to feel like this in the next 3 weeks. Like, knowing that it takes a little longer, which I'm very aware because of how long it took me to actually lose the first 10 pounds.
Hmm.
Once I was like at 160, 150, I believe, during that time. I think 160, if anything. But yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I mean, Carolina, the truth of the matter is, just based on what you're talking about, I definitely know what we do here would work very well for you. And the reason why we love working with people like you is because of that internal drive, wanting to be the person that actually can show up for her family the way that she feels that she should be, the way that she feels she deserves, and actually live life on her terms in the body that she does deserve. Those are the people we love working with. It's just a matter of making sure that we can bridge that gap to actually get you to that point. Now, I know that, in terms of what we've kind of talked about, I'd love to walk you through how we can actually facilitate helping you with this. Um, if it's okay with you, if you have like a pen and paper, something you take some notes with, I'll just run you
Yeah.
through how what we do works, and we can put you in a position where you can lose these 10 pounds, not just for you, but for your family, so you can be the woman you want to be. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I actually do have a pen and paper here in front of me.
Perfect. And then I would transition into the pitch. So
Awesome.
you were very open, I will say. Um, so hopefully, I don't know if that gave you a little bit of insight or anything like that. It's definitely not the typical elite closers script. It is definitely different, but the
Yes,
principles are very similar.
that was good. That was awesome. I'm glad we are still recording, if anything, because I'm definitely coming
Yeah.
back and looking back at it for sure.
Right.
But that was really great. You did a great job.
Yes, I appreciate that. So, any questions for me about anything that I did or anything you're curious about?
Honestly, yeah. So I kind of at some point was just giving you like short answers a little bit. I did notice I forgot exactly what I said. How were you able to come up with like the next question that made me open up a little bit more?
Well, number one is repetition. So, is understanding the words. So, there's understanding the words to say, Then there's knowing what you need from the words. And then there's actually knowing what an acceptable answer is. So when I asked, okay, you're wanting to lose 10 pounds, why 10 pounds? Why not 20 pounds or 30 pounds? Then that brought it to where you had to justify why I asked, or justify why 10 pounds. Because honestly, 10 pounds is not a lot of weight. And then you're like, well, I just hopped on the scale. I'm not doing as fast as I'd like. I could have dug in there, but I was just trying to get an overall understanding of you. And I knew I could get into the emotions a little bit later if I needed to. Um, the key things that I look for when I'm talking to someone is what their goal happens to be, so what their goal weight is. Because 20 pounds is okay, but the weight on the scale is what we want them to be able to envision. So
Okay.
when I asked you, how much would that actually, when you actually do lose the depends, what would that put you at? Oh, it'll put me at 130. So I now know their goal weight is 130 pounds and they're at 140 pounds. I don't need to ask them that question, because if I'm a dude and I'm asking a girl, how much do you weigh? That just comes off wrong. And
Yeah.
so the way that I get around that is by asking what their weight goal would be. And then immensely, I just reverse engineer. So you have an actual gap. So the gap
Okay.
in this case is 10 pounds. Once you know that, what's important to learn is, okay, how long have they wanted to be at that goal weight? Because that's time leverage. Once you have time leverage on them wanting the goal, then if in objection handling, they're like, oh, I want to do this on my own, or I want to do this or the other thing, you can, I mean, you want to be tactful with the way you want to go about this. You can bring that back up. You're like, but with all due respect, Carolina, you've been wanting to do this for the past 4 years, and you've been struggling for the past 4 years, and you've been feeling insecure, unconfident for a long time.
Okay.
And this is the perfect thing for you. And I know you mentioned that you're actually wanting to make this transition today. So when it comes to actually doing this, what do you feel the woman who is at 130 pounds for her wife, for her kids, or for her wife and for her kids, for her husband, for her kids, forgive me, um, what do you feel she would do with the understanding that this is the perfect solution for her, and she's maybe just a little bit uncertain? Like, it gives you leverage. Like, the whole point of the discovery is to understand their situation, to see if and how we can help them. But then it's also to get enough leverage on the person, so when we need to, we can hold their feet to the fire. And it's not being manipulative. It's just stating the facts, because
Yeah.
they've told us everything about themselves. I didn't say, "Hey, you feel unconfident." I asked you and you said that. And so I'm using your own words in a manner that will actually get you to take the first step. Because once they take the first step and they step into that new version of themselves, it makes it infinitely easier for them to keep on that path, especially with our help if it's like a coaching type program.
Okay.
So that's
Makes
what I would
sense.
say. That's what I would say personally. I'm not going to pretend to be the world's greatest salesman, because I'm not. I'm still learning, I'm still improving. But that for me is how I would sell a fitness offer, and how I will be selling a fitness offer moving forward.
Awesome. Yeah, that was really great. I mean, I definitely you just asked the right questions, and I definitely see what you mean by asking why, like why
Yeah.
this, why that, just
Yeah.
getting into the
Which,
whys.
so there's why, and then there's just clarification. So there's like getting them to justify what they said, aka just asking why. And then there's
Hmm.
getting them to expand upon what they said. So if they say confidence, that's an emotionally charged word, but everybody has a different definition. So what does
Hmm.
confidence actually mean to you specifically? So when you said happy, I'm like, well, what does happiness mean to you? And then
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, happiness means confidence. I can actually wear clothes I want to wear. I can actually wear the stuff that's inspiration. You've been inspiration for me, I think is what you said specifically,
Hmm.
something along those lines. So now it's not just a confidence generic word. Because if someone says happy, like, I'll be happy when I'm freaking a multi-billionaire. I'll be happy when I,
Yeah.
have the perfect body. Like, everybody has a different definition. So any words that are kind of vague, that are up for interpretation, you want to ask, okay, but specifically for you, what does that mean? So if someone says stress, you don't just take that as a word. When you say stress, like, how is that actually showing up for you? What does that actually mean?
Right.
So that's how I think
Okay.
about it. On that front, just getting more information, and then justification as to why. Those are like the two main things, and then disqualification. Like, because there was a couple of times you're like, oh, I have to make the time now. It's like, no, actually, you don't. Like, at the end of the day, if you have food taken care of, you have water, and you have shelter, that's what you actually need. Everything else is a want. So you have to
Oh,
get them to buy in to that situation of like, well, you're like, well, I have to do it today. I'm like, actually, you don't have to do it. In fact, most women I talk to typically don't do anything. They're even though their life sucks, they're totally okay. And you're like, well, I'm not going to be that person. That's not a good answer. I can't accept that. Be like, but why are you not a good person? Again, digging into that because
okay.
then it makes them justify, oh, I'm not that person. But why are you not that person? Why aren't you just like everybody else? Well, because of
Okay.
this reason, that reason, and that reason. So the way that you spin it, um, and this will come to you the more you practice. Like when I first started and came into it, I was not the way I am right now. I just was like Mr. Script Man, just follow the script. Just
I
follow
get
the
you.
script exactly how it was. But that got me good results, and then I became a testimonial for Tanner. Um, but
Awesome.
so that's what I would say. Practice on your own. When I started, what I did is I just literally, as I was driving around, I was listening to the training. As I was on my own, I was breaking it down. I was writing it out. I was speaking it out loud. Because once you actually get to the point where you're not having to look at the script, it's not just in your head and you're thinking about it. It's in your head and you don't have to think about it. Because that's when the words
Right.
start coming to the front of your brain. And that's when it's perfect for the situation.
Makes
So,
sense. Yep. Yeah, that was all very helpful. Thank you so much, Tommy. That was very, very good.
yeah, no, I
Awesome.
definitely happy I was able to help. I know I had bookmarked give or take an hour for this, but if you need anything, either tomorrow or sometime this next week, I'm available. Or if I am
Yeah,
available, I'll see if I can help you out. Um, unless you've
perfect. I
got any other
mean,
questions for me.
no more questions. I mean, if you're free tomorrow, we can definitely do same time tomorrow, if anything. Or you let
Okay.
me know whatever works best for you as
Yeah.
well, but I'm free all day tomorrow after 9 a.m.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I can definitely check my schedule and then I'll hit you up.
Okay, cool. And also, I'm recording, right, on my
Yeah,
end.
if not, I'll send you the Fathom and we should be good.
I just don't know how to stop recording. That's the thing. Or it just stops when I leave, or
I
give me
have
a
no idea how it does
second.
it from your end, but if you don't get the recording, just let me know and I'll send you over the Fathom, which is like the
Perfect.
taker thing.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll send you my email. You can just email it to me. It's way easier. Um, but okay, cool. It was very nice getting in touch with you, and I do appreciate all your help. You did an amazing job. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you as well. Take care, and
You too.
we'll see about tomorrow.